Mambo guys, this is Kevin Oganda, and as always, the A in my name stands for amazing. This is the Meetme show, another episode, and I in my company are two friends, and ningependa watuambie wanaitwa nani. Bro, I want to thank you so much first for coming. Unaitwa nani?
I'm called Erick Msiaga.
Erick Msiaga. So what do you do? What do you do? Are you a student? Are you a staff member?
I'm a student and I do side hustle. I love peer counseling for teenagers and even young adults about how to go about life.
So you're basically compassionate about young people. On my left is another young lady. Maybe you should give us some tips. Unaitwa nani?
I'm Erick and Regina, a student at Kenyatta University.
That is very interesting. So apart from being a student, what during your part time, what do you engage yourself in?
During my free time, I have a group of friends. We have talks called the Youth Frame Dialogue, and soon we are reaching out to all the youths. So that's what I do during my free time in school. Yeah.
So if I'm very keen, I can realize that both of you involve yourself with things to do with, talking to the youth and the problems they are facing. And there's so many things that problem are facing, especially in such a time. Can you highlight some of the problems that young people are facing, especially in our country?
One is brokenness. Youths, they want how to get their well-being financially. Then number two, relationship and dating. Those things are very big. They disturb youths. Then some of them, depression, even mental health among youths, and stress. Basically, that's a frame of major things.
This is very interesting. What about you? What are the some issues that you can highlight about, the problems our youths are facing, especially in this era and this time?
The problems the youths are facing during this era, most of them, I think my friend has said, because when we talk of depression and stress, they come out of very different situations. So everyone has his or her own situations that takes them to that direction. So the youths, most of them are fighting depression, they are fighting stress, and this issue of being broke, kwanza in campus, it leads them to do things that we don't even expect as a society, things that the society views them as morally wrong. So due to brokenness, then they have a lot of ways that they devise so that to get a living. Yeah.
That's very, very interesting. Talking about the problems the youths are facing, I want to narrow down and come to one point that is that's why the reason we are here today, and I want us to talk about pornography. Should you watch pornography, bro?
Not really. I've never.
But you know people watch pornography?
Yeah, I have even friends, very close friends whom I even counsel. I talk to them. They are very much addicted to that. Yeah.
Regina, do you watch pornography?
I don't watch, but I've ever watched. Yeah.
Will she watch?
Yeah, nishawai. Like let's say you're doing something on a website and then inakuja and you're so curious, you want to know what is here. So unajipata umewatch and that curiosity drives you to watch it. So I know most of the people have watched, but not because they wanted to, but because they had that curiosity. Alafu the friends you have in school, unasikia watu wakiongelea porn and you're like, what's this? So once unaenda kutafuta and you see it, because you're curious, you want to know more about it. So I think that's also a problem most of us are facing, because once umeanza kuwatch, you get addicted. Though I never got to that level because ni curiosity in drive, but I know that that's a problem most of the youths are facing right now, addiction to pornography. Yeah.
So you're saying only watch pornography but you didn't get addicted?
Yeah.
Bro, what can you say? What can you share with the audience? Is it true that there are advantages that come with watching pornography?
Pornography is simply the depicting of sexual images through video, through images, and even through writing, even in books. So basically, I'll say the causes and why people watch pornography. I'll talk of one, maybe my sister will talk of the other one. I think they want to relieve themselves of sexual desire. They think it's the right way to relieve themselves of sexual desire. And something that I'll talk about also, number two, is about addiction. Some are so much addicted. And maybe if you will talk about this addiction in deep, yeah.
So one of the reasons is just to get relief of the sexual urges. What is another reason why young people, you think that why young people watch pornography?
I'll based on what he said with the sexual desires, because let's say you're dating, Cindy, what most of the youths are doing currently, but then you feel you're not accepted, you're not embraced by this guy. So unapata that's the only solution you have to yourself, like upate ni kama, and then you have a way out, because let's say someone does not have time for you, huna anything, so you're driven towards that. But then at the end of the day, we don't know haisaidii, but unajua watujui. Instead, kwanza it gives you that urge, because for the people I've interacted with when you're on a watch, ama for the few times I ever tried watching, you get that now you have that urge, and now you know huna mtu hapo. So that that's the time you'll realize that some people now get into lesbianism and some get into masturbation. So pornography, watching and whatever, it has a lot of effects other than whatever we think that is profitable to us. Yeah.
So as my brother Erick has said, people watch it to relieve the sexual desires, but on the other hand, it doesn't relieve the sexual desires. Inaongeza.
There are a lot. One, I think you wanted me to talk about the sexual desire, but let me also give another reason. One, idleness and boredom. If you talk about masturbation, most masturbation happen mostly from 6 a.m. to around those who wake up at 6 and 8, that bracket. So one thing is, stop being idle. Find something to do. Why? Because I say unyonga, it's called kunyonga, sindio? Happens in the morning. Wake up early, bwana. You cannot, by the way, scientifically, past 5, you should not be sleeping. You should have woken up, keep yourself busy, take a shower, do some study, writing, keep yourself busy. Then, so idleness. Then 2, let me talk about what you asked, the effects of is more than sexual desire. You find that this thing called addiction leads to mental disorder. Unapata tu, like, there's something called mental power.
Say tu ako tu msaizi kwa production.
Yes. Why? In this manner, you see, a lot of sex needs a lot of, consumes a lot of energy. So there's that imbalance of energy to the brain. So unapata kwamba mse like concentrate mostly on sex, is addicted, so like he can't focus. So unapata kwamba mse ana idea, is very idle, is doing nothing, can't study, got to class, but in the mind images to what he was seeing that are opening in the mind. So it has a lot to do with mental.
So basically you're saying someone cannot be productive akikuwa addicted na pornography. Now if I can ask Regina, there are people who say they watch pornography to get the skill. Like ana watch porn ndio kuna skill vile vitu zinafanya. Do you think it can help?
Personally, I don't think it can help, because once una watch porn to have the skills, okay, you'll get the skills if that's what they think. I don't know, but you can get the skills. But remember now, watching this porn breaks relationship. Why? Because once mimi na watch, I'm seeing this guy is better than the one I'm having. Unaona? So we start like, that's where tutapata hatuelewani now with my guy, because you're like, I watch this guy does this and you don't do this. But for you, you think you're getting skills there, but in real sense, no. Because let's say me, for the times I watch pornography, they're so rough. So you find that even if you go and read the Bible, this sex was meant to be something pleasurable, something to be nini. But unapata sasa watu vile wanaifanya out of pornography, it's something that hurts, something that tortures us mentally. Yani unafika point and like, why did I even do it? Your heart, your what? You didn't get the pleasure that you really wanted from it. So I don't think pornography in any way gives us the skills. Rather, it breaks the relationship. It even affects us psychologically, mentally. We are affected and tortured because you're like, mbona huyu anafanya hivi and my guy does this, unaona? So you are torn in between, unapata sawa say wako like wewe hata uko poa in bed, you see. Now it brings about those. So I don't think people should embrace pornography in the name of it giving them skills. Let them just do it in a way that people have been doing it without pornography, because once you're addicted to pornography, then it's no longer pleasurable. It's all about you want to do what you saw someone doing. Like you want to be someone else, you don't want to be you. Yeah.
That's very interesting. And when you know, talking about pornography and how long those guys last, there's a problem with men, bro. You know, there's a problem with an issue about how long should sex last. In those pornography videos, sex lasts for maybe 2 hours, 40 minutes. What about it, bro? Should it be that long and that rough?
I totally concur with what my sister said. Sex was God made man, akamleta karibu na hour. That is Eve. With the reason of sex was there made by God himself, introduced by God, but was meant for pleasure. You get it? For married people. But now, this thing of, it's like, this is now like business, is more of even pleasure. It's turned up to be something dangerous, because I wonder, a normal person cannot go for more than an hour, 30 minutes just in sex. You get? So it's rough. it is something not real. So in fact, it's not realistic. It's out of the real world.
It is a life of fantasy.
Yeah, it's fantasy. Actually, it's fantasy. You get? And I just like to go back to what my sister said about breaking relationship and even divorce. Yeah. How? One, you have a partner. She's addicted to porn. You are not. So you'll find that you two are not compatible. So you'll feel like this man is not giving me enough. Why? Because you are into porn. That's the so
unaangalia kuna vitu zenye unaona zinafanywa yeye afanye.
Yeah.
So you end up feeling like this is not it.
I rather quit. People divorce. Are you getting that? Yeah. Even it has also an effect with something called betrayal trauma response. Yani, you are betrayed with a partner. So some ladies or some men tend to believe that, hey, bana, my friend, I don't think mimi siamini in a relationship. I can't date. So the only way they can relieve themselves of that pain and if they have a sex desire, they tend to go for porn. So wanasema start commitments is rather ninunue remix yangu nifanye vitu zangu hapa kwa bedroom. So it has a lot to do with mental. Yeah.
So talking about mental, the way the pornography affects the mind, is it possible that you can watch pornography and the video keeps playing in your mind even when you're not watching it?
Yeah, it's very possible, and that happens because unapata, let's say you have this bright student in class. Once mtu amanza kuingia kwa porn, even in class, unaweza kuwa unaangalia the lecturer and you're like, the only thing crossing your mind is whatever you watched, whatever you saw, and you can even strip, you can strip that lecturer. You can strip in your mind. Yani paka unafanya everything in your mind. And that is automatically you're committing adultery. Anyway.
Very, very true. The stories of, men looking at a lady and then...
Yeah, it happens, but this is because wako addicted into pornography. Hadi unafika point, ukiona dem hivi, the only thing umekumbuka it's sex. Yani that's the only thing you want. So unapata mtu anamwaga tu and so it has a lot of effects, and it's not because unapata you're not productive. Hadi class utasikia your lecturer because nizo tu zinapita kwa mind. So you might be in class present, yes, you're there physically, but you're not there. Like whatever is there is you're just reminiscing of whatever you've been watching, the images you've been seeing, and that's all. So you can't even produce academically. Yeah.
That's very interesting. For my viewers, the porn, you can all agree with me that the porn industry is making a lot of money, millions and millions of money. There's a young lady out there maybe planning or, thinking of joining, the porn industry, maybe to make some, few coins. Is it worth it at the end of the day?
Okay, making money, I think because of we young people, like right now we are more of pleasure. We want all the material things that comes with the riches. You see, so mtu unapata uko kwa group, your friends have this, they have this, and you don't have. So it drives you to that. Okay, some of us might see like, si life ni yangu. You say that maisha ni yangu. Provided, out here, we won't know what we are doing, some of us, but we are like, I want to be like so and so. So ukifika hapo, you find that's what we have to do. Okay, it's not right, but because of the situations we're in, and we don't come from the same backgrounds, we attempt to get into this so that we can have the so-called life we desire. So unapata mse haja make it in academics, haja make it in what, so anamua, then porn will give me, because porn really pays well. So unapata we as ladies, let's say ati uko na boy mse hakupei pesa vile unataka, your friends are better off, your parents don't have enough to give you vile unataka, so then you don't have an option. People are like, kwanza I hear nowadays they say mbinguni tutapewa mwili mpya. So what do? You go, you do it, and out here unaendesha mati XL, uko na nini, and unajua hata mimi mtu nikiona hivyo I'll be like, my friend, what do you do to get this? Then akiniambia I'll have to think twice, then nikwe like, what I can, then let me just go for it, because you're going to get the so-called life you've ever desired. So it's not worth it, but at some point we are forced to, because of the situations and these fantasies. You watch things and you're like, I want to be like so and so.
So from my sister Regina, there's it's not worth it, but there's a but there, bro. Iko worth it, unaweza sema aje?
I just love this invitation to this Meetme show.
Thank you so much.
Brokenness in campus is what leads to such stuff. There are many ways, please, my viewer always viewing this, there are many ways to get your financial stability. Don't just involve yourself in things that don't help. So to me, it's not worth it. There are many ways you're an academic writer. Yeah. Are you earning or not?
I'm earning.
Yeah, so that is it. There are many ways to, but I don't blame them. It's because of brokenness. But there are many ways to get up financial stability.
So some are joining because of brokenness, but it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. It's not.
And not to the end of the, we are getting to the end of the show. And if I can ask, if someone is addicted to pornography, what can they do? What is the solution to this disease called pornography? Let me begin with my sister Regina. What can someone do to avoid or to get out of the addiction of pornography?
Honestly, I don't know because I've not been there. But all I can say is someone has to speak up and find someone to talk to. Talking to someone like counselors like him might help you out. Personally, I don't know because I'm not a counselor and I've never been there. So I think it's just a matter of opening up and speaking out your problem, then you'll be helped. Yeah.
That's nice. Let's get back to our Erico, our counseling. That was our CEO, bro. If someone is addicted to pornography, what can they do to get out of the addiction?
Thank you for the invitation, even into this show. As I said, I'm a peer counselor. I love it, and I've handled such cases of pornography. And one, I'll say this: what we do is affected by what we see, what we take into our bodies, and what we hear. If you can tackle those three things, then you are able to get a solution to any problem. So one, as I said, pornography is an addiction. Pornography watching is an addiction. An addiction simply means you've lost control of yourself. You can't control yourself. By the way, those who watch porn, I can tell you for real, is it a problem? You've lost control of yourself. You can't even control yourself. Are you getting that? So one, I've heard people saying that delete those porn videos in your phone. Those may not really help.
To passive.
Haitakusaidia for real, because at the end of it, you find yourself unapata juu it's a habit. So there's something called brain chemistry. Unapata kwamba the mind imezoea at certain time, maybe unakulanga lunch at 1. So ikifika 1, the stomach ina send nini kwa mind ya kwamba unafaa kunakula, so unasikia njaa. So this same applies to pornography and masturbation. Of course, pornography watching leads to what? Masturbation. My fellow wanaume wangu wenye mnasemanga mnanyonga, you can do this. Just practice this one. In the morning, find a way you can break that chain, because at immediately 6 na kile umeamka, kitu ya kwanza, your idol still unajipambanya ile kuamka.
Get busy. Someone should
get busy. So the first thing unafikiria na kwamba you want to go what and search ka video pale unataka kuwatch. So the brain imezoea kitu. So what you do, break that chain and find something you can do. Wake up early, take a shower, involve yourself in things. Hata kama una lecture yenye ulifunza jana, go soma, and you'll find that you are getting around well. Number 2, do exercise. Itakusaidia sana. If you feel like, what also leads to watching porn, as I said, is also stress and depression. So find yourself, do exercise. Enda kimbia kidogo, relieve yourself, mind rudi back to balance, and you feel that you are what? And you feel that you are okay. And the very last thing I will say, maybe because of time. I don't know how much time I have. Please eat well. Eat well. Stop drug, substance, and drug abuse. I don't mean all those people who watch porn are drug addicts or vitu wanakula ni mbaya, but it really means a lot. It has to do with the brain, because unaweza pata kwamba the idea of lasting longer in bed ndio ufanya watu wanapenda watch porn. Na most people who abuse bang, mostly kama my friends, please let us try and regulate, because inapeana wrong impulse to the brain, then ina alter the normal functioning of the body. So unapata kwamba you need something longer than it's real. Unaget? So please let us try to avoid drug abuse, abusing drugs. Itakusaidia sana. It may help you. And then the very last thing I can say, please boost your spiritual life. I do believe in spiritual power. It can help you pia. So tafadhali, kama umelemewa sana, songa karibu na Mungu. And if all those things doesn't actually work, you can get a therapist, or you can get somebody who's a peer counselor. In simple terms, you're simply rehabilitating yourself, because it's an addiction. You've lost control of yourself. So there are things you should follow to break that chain. But the most thing is, please try and get yourself doing something, business, and then what people tembea now. By the way, this thing called peer pressure and peer influence, you want to, there's something called sexual curiosity. You want to, you are feeling curious. So please, learn the people you work with.
I can see Regina nodding her head. What about the peer pressure that comes with, the people you keep?
You know, they say birds of the same feather flock together. Definitely, when you work with friends that are porn addicts, it's so automatic. You're also going there because watakuwa nakwambia vitu and it brings curiosity within you. Na itabidi sa umanza kuangalia. So the group you're with and the people you work with, the peer group really affects your mental health and everything you're going through. So if it's about porn, you also have to mind your group, because once umetoka kwa watu hawa watch porn and you're with other different people, mind sitanza kuona vitu differently. It won't be the same.
So watu wangu wa nguvu vile umesikia from the masterminds wanasema you have to take care of what you eat, you have to take care of what you watch. They even try checking on your spiritual life and so many other things that you've heard from my panelist. Na bro, unaweza patikana wapi mtu akitaka mtu akupate services zako za counseling? Unapatikana wapi?
Okay, fine. Before that, allow me to just give one last thing. Yeah?
It's okay.
We say that the solutions to pornography. What causes people to watch pornography also is idleness and they're lonely, wanapenda kukaa peke yao. Bado ushapata wala waseukaa tu peke yao. So you find yourself
the introverts.
You are alone and idle, so you find yourself, let me pop into video watching, unapata unawatch kitu. So one, improve your social life. Be active. That's what I said, be active. Get to know friends. Unapata. Yeah, you can be a lady na hujawahi approachiwa na mtu, so you feel like the only way to relieve that pressure ni watch porn. So improve your social life, get to know people, talk to friends, au hata wenye mko nao discussion class, talk to them, and it will actually help you feel relieve your pressure and you're okay to go. Yeah. So I said America, peer counselor. I'm in KU. I'm in this institution KU. You can find me at my number through WhatsApp or call or SMS 0742 38 23 29, or you can even email me at erickmsiaga@gmail.com. Even in Facebook, I just use the name Erick Msiaga. Please, I know many guys are addicted to pornography and it's not yourself. You are simply trying to relieve yourself from that pressure, but it's not yourself. You need some guidance and at least a pattern to rehabilitate and help you get out of that habit. Thank you.
Thank you. And Regina, what are your social media handles?
I'm Indeche Andakalu on Facebook, Instagram, I'm Rage4124, and WhatsApp, just Regina 07958467